So, what I've been thinking about is times in my life where I either left a loved one behind or I was left behind by a loved one. Specific instances, and maybe the biggest one, is I had a twin that was stillborn. And so I've done quite a bit of work on abandonment. And also I wonder, did she leave me or did I leave her? And um, how has that impacted me? I know that I've had other instances in my life where, for example, I had dogs that I had to leave behind because I moved overseas and I could not bring them. And it filled me with such grief and guilt. And so there's some issues that I feel like I've touched on in sessions, but I feel like there's still some stuff there around abandonment, guilt. And so I'd like to know a few things, like what is the origin of that? Um, and what is it teaching me?
The information that was coming in when you were talking about your twin, and I want to make sure that you said the twin was stillborn. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So you went through the entire birthing process as far as incubation and everything inside of your mom.
Correct.
There is a word, I'm trying to come up with a word. It is not abandonment, it's a severing. A severing of the connection from the womb to the actual birth. So when you came out and she came out, when you came out, there was a separation with your energies because you were almost like one in there, but something happened inside of you. It was such a big shock to your system as at an unconscious level. So what I want to do is I want to move some of that energy first because it's really big and I'm not exactly sure where to go with it. Okay. So I want to do that first and then see where these other things come in because the abandonment's not so big right now. The guilt of the conditions that you had to leave dogs and things like that's a condition and we can work on that. But this piece of severing, that's the word I keep hearing is severing. Okay. So close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, take a couple of deep breaths. I want you to imagine this light all around you, grounding you, connecting you. And all around that light are these record keepers. And they are here to help us remove any trap or stuck energy that's in your DNA right now, connected to any of this. There we go. Say this silently. God Source, I stand in this light, and I am acknowledging that there is energy present that I am wanting to heal in this moment, connected to my twin sister who was born, stillborn. I release at the DNA level any ways that my energy field from in the womb through birth was severed in a way that has not been healed and repaired because of the loss of that soul in my incarnation in this lifetime. Release the grief, the sadness that I was born with in the loss of my twin sister. Release this down at the DNA level. anyways, that grief and that loss has been carried with me all the way to today. I ask for every thought, word, action, and emotion to be acknowledged, that this grief and loss is there. Put it into the light, into the record keeper's hands to heal it in this present moment. DNA level. Just breathe. I can feel it in your heart and in your stomach. The letting go. The release.
Yes, my heart is skipping.
Yeah. The acknowledgement of it. This is pre-verbal. This is the moment you took your first breath. This is from that place of all-knowing connected to your mom, to coming into this world, the separation from mom, but the separation and from your that soul that you spent the whole time with, preparing to come into this world.
And I feel like it's manifested throughout my life as a underlying feeling like a shaky foundation, like and how it manifests for me is being constantly vigilant, like over planning and planning for every contingency so that I can create a stable foundation for my home, for my family, for myself. And so it feels like this. I started off with this shock and trauma and shaky foundation, and I've spent 6 decades trying to control situations so that I could feel stability.
What they were saying was, when you were in the womb with her, when this happened, when you came into this world alive and she did not, there was a ripping at your energy and the foundation of what made you safe. So you came from the womb feeling safe and comfortable to coming out and completely feeling unsafe. And that is where the rip or tear is, in that big thing. But the piece that I'm trying to get it, because it's not quite clear, but there's words that I can't quite come up with. When you moved from the womb into this world, and she came in and she was not there with you, there is a piece. It's not a foundation because behind the creating the foundation of stability is a fear. Here we go. A fear of the rug being lifted out or ripped out from under you in every situation. So you're always pre-planning, but the energy behind it is fear that you're going to forget something, make a mistake, and one of your loved ones is going to die. I mean, it's that cut and dry. So go back with me right now, okay? Close your eyes, go all the way back with me as far as you can to being in the womb, and then coming out with the recognition of this awareness that she's not with you. And all the ways that has negatively affected the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act. We've got to heal that big energy construct at the DNA level right now. So turn it over, put it in the light in the hands of the record keepers. We're asking that baby, that moment, that first breath, to be put into your arms right now, so that God and the record keepers can help her to feel whole and not ripped apart from the only security that you ever felt was your sister in that womb. Releasing and healing all that's present from that unconscious moment of that first breath at the DNA level. And all all the ways that has manifested in overthinking, overdoing, overplanning, over. But the fear behind it is, if I don't do this, someone's going to die. If I don't do this, the rug is going to be pulled out from under me and I will not survive. Release this at the DNA level to God and the record keepers right now. Just breathe. What I'm asking the record keepers to do right now is to span your entire records from the origin of this ever happening, even if it was other lifetimes, but especially when it happened in this lifetime, throughout this entire incarnation, every thought, word, action, and emotion that was touched or changed by this instance be healed and completed right now at the DNA level. And I want you to see it almost like a vacuum in your Akashic Records or the quantum field. It's like a vacuum. That past just vacuums up into the present moment. It's healed. It is activated and healed. Breathe and just allow that feeling to come in of a completion. Completion of all of that. Comfort and change in this present moment, because this awareness is there. They want you to bring in the energy to be able to relax, just to relax into that trust. Trust that whatever shows up, whoever shows up, not only do you have it, but you are surrounded by the record keepers, your higher self, and all of your soul and spirit team allies, and even your soul of your sister, that loved one. She's there. Let that activate in DNA. It's present moment. There's still some stuff releasing from the heart and the throat now. Heart and throat. How are you feeling?
A little out of my body right now.
Just breathe in and let this be your new foundation, because you said that word earlier. Foundation is a really a wonderful word to use, because we're always creating a foundation of stability and connection, right? So we can create a foundation in every thought, word, and action. Right now they're saying just pull into your heart, breathe, and bring all of yourself not just into that grounding position, but connected to your higher self, to the record keepers, to God's source. Make that energy just flow in and ground you in a clarity that you've never experienced.